Hi, I'm Jimmy. In this video, we're looking at my relatively new high quality portfolio. So I actually have two different portfolios. I have my new high quality portfolio and my long-term buy and hold portfolio. That's the one I've been building for a few years and it has a handful of companies in it. This one only has a few different companies. I just started back at the end of March of 2025. But I just wanted to show you real quick what holdings I have so far. And if you have any ideas for new holdings, that any new research we can do, please let me know in the comments below. But basically, to make this portfolio, the rules are fairly simple. So we're looking for companies that have obviously stable revenue, ideally growing at a reasonable amount. We're looking for companies that have strong profit margins, that have predictable earnings per share and predictable free cash flow. And although I'm not nearly as strict as my long-term buy and hold, which is far more of a value portfolio, I'd like to see the stocks at least reasonably priced. Now, much like my other portfolio, I plan on sharing any new investments that I'm going to make in this portfolio beforehand. So I'll make a video about whatever is going to go into this portfolio. Okay, now my most recent purchase in this portfolio is actually Salesforce, ticker symbol CRM. And this represents about 8% of my portfolio. This is one of my smaller positions. I've only got a handful of positions. I just bought this a couple of days ago. It's down a little bit since I bought it, so down about 3% so far. So, okay, nothing crazy exciting. I recently did a video on Salesforce if you're curious as to why I bought it. Now, the intention of this portfolio is I can trade this portfolio a bit more. By trade, I mean hold it for 2 or 3 years and then jump out. Whereas in my other portfolio, I'm kind of looking to hold them for hopefully as long as possible. This one, if I could get a decent return out of it quickly, then I might end up jumping out of it again quickly next couple of years. Okay, then the next holding that we have in this portfolio, the next one that I bought right before CRM was Adobe. Here I paid about $3.50 per share. Again, this one I didn't buy all that long ago. I'm down slightly since I bought it. At the end, by the way, I'm going to show you the performance of the entire portfolio versus the S&P 500. See how we stack up. Adobe represents about 17% of the portfolio. This is one of the few that I think that I like their potential. I like the position that they've been in. I like their business model. Again, I've done a video on them recently. My only real hesitation with Adobe in general is how much is AI going to hurt them? Now, I do think that it'll take a little time and they're working on their own AI. So I think that this one was trading at a bit more of a value. I think there's a bit more upside relative to downside in this one over the near term. But if I were going to hold this stock for 20 years, I'd be far more concerned. But hopefully over the next couple of years, it does fairly well. Okay, that being said, the holding I bought before Adobe was another company, kind of one of the core of the tech industry, and that's ASML. ASML represents about 19% of my portfolio. I'm up slightly in this one. By the way, ASML makes machines that help companies make the chips. So if you're looking at a company like Taiwan Semiconductor or, Intel, they're the guys who make the machines that sell the machines to those companies so they can make their own chips. So ASML is kind of a crucial component to the world chip movement as things go forward. So I like their position. Again, it wasn't maybe not the best value stock. I didn't put it in my other portfolio, but for this one, we'll see how it plays out. For now, I'm up ever so slightly. Okay, now we jump over to my two biggest holdings. The next one is Alphabet, GOOG in particular. So I own GOOG here. I own this in my other portfolio as well. And my average entry price for this one was about $146 per share. But you might notice that is crossed out, and then I have a new box here. So what I ended up doing is I sold calls on this position. So when you sell calls, basically you're giving somebody else the option to buy your shares from you. I did videos on this in the past. I'll leave links in the description below for selling covered calls if you're curious to learn about it. But it's kind of a way to generate a dividend. And my new theoretical price is what you're seeing here in the green box, which is a bit over 145. So I sold these calls. Calls didn't get exercised because I sold them 205 calls. It's trading at 197 now. And I got to collect the premium. They expired worthless, so I get to keep the premium. And my new return, instead of being up 35% in this holding, I'm actually up, instead of 34 and point and change, I'm up 35 and change. So a slight improvement. My plan, my intention is to continue to sell covered calls, particularly for Alphabet, because this is one of my bigger positions. And, you got to have at least 100 shares to sell a covered call. So my plan is to do that and kind of try to lower my theoretical entry price. Okay, that being said, my largest position also happens to be the position that I'm up the most in is Microsoft. Microsoft represents 30% of my portfolio, and I'm up almost 45% since I bought this. Now, I bought this company back in March. This is my very first position, and this has obviously been a huge driver. As you can see, 3 of my stocks, fine, they're newer. They haven't, had too much time to drag down the portfolio, but they're about flattish to downish right now. But the 2 big ones, and they were deliberately bigger than the other ones, well, they're doing fairly well. So when you combine all of that, this is what my overall performance looks like compared to the S&P 500. So since the end of March, I'm up about 19 or so percent, and the S&P 500 is up about 13%. So I'm doing fairly well. I'm beating the S&P 500. I'm fairly happy with my positions. I'm really hoping that the newer positions that I've added continue to hopefully outperform the S&P 500. But if you have any ideas for high quality companies that you think would be good to research for me to do videos on, and hopefully we can find a few good ones to add to the portfolio, please let me know in the comments below. And if you want to get access to the Investors Grow website where I do all this research to ultimately try to build this portfolio, again, link to that is in the description below. And thank you so much for sticking with me all the way to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.